and you never talk to the guy again about it. It's very weird. You should really. Have you located the Oaken Scowl yet? Night Elf. Weird. He's stating like it's just like, you know, you get a guy to get you a paperclip, and it's just like, you know, have you gotten me my paperclip left yet, human? It's always very weird. I suppose it makes sense from a you know, game thing. You could bring a human here to do these quests, but it's just, yeah, it's weird. I knew you were more than capable of ridding the lake of that horrible beast. It is a distressing situation. The lake? Oakenscowl is no longer near the lake. He's to the north. I think they just used the old one. I've no idea. It is a distressing situation. Oakenscowl was once a grand leader among his kind, but corruption does not discriminate between the lowly and the noble. The size of this tumor is quite disturbing, but I must study to learn more about the disease that upsets the Timberling population. Thank you, Caladorin. Just him talking about studying the tumor reminded me of what I've seen at the strain. Ugh, that was creepy. Though, then again, that doctor was such an idiot. To spoil things on you, basically, he's studying some bodies that mysteriously died, and some people on an airplane mysteriously died, others mysteriously didn't. He was studying the bodies the people that had died, taking out their organs. He was weighing them. Then he heard a noise. He walked away. Came back to the heart, and a ton of worms were coming out of it. Not normal worms, but long parasitic ones. And so but he only notices them after he picks it up. And yeah, he just kind of lingered with the parasitic worms, you know, like virus-carrying worms, a little too long in his hands. Managed to get them off, but doesn't notice all the cadavers getting up behind them. So yeah, it just it was just like, dude, just light it on fire. Light it on fire. It just you know, the horror movie thing of, oh, everyone must be an idiot. Basically, he was embodying it there. So yeah, the thing seems fine enough, but it's not the kind of thing I want to see while I'm eating, which is what did happen. Might have to go back to watching it at some stage. I've actually been in the middle of starting Lucky Man, Stan Lee's Lucky Man. I'll explain that show for anyone who doesn't know. Basically, it's about the guy's detective. I don't remember his name, but he's gambling. He's some gambling issues, gambling addiction. And one day when he's at the casino, this woman appears. She's like a good luck charm. He's terrible luck, and then she's telling him like, "Oh, do this. Like, put the money on the corners," and he wins a fair bit. Then she says, "Put it all on 10." He does it and wins, and he wins a fair bit. Then they have a night. Then they shag, and he wakes up, and the bracelet she had been wearing, that the camera did linger a fair bit on, is now on his wrist, and he can't get it off. I want to make a sex joke there. Much like he couldn't get her off last night. But no, it's not a great one. Also, this is... Oh, it's still marked as a quest item. Interesting. But anyway, he... But anyway, yeah, the bracelet basically gives him great luck. But, you know, yin and yang, it has to balance out. So, for example, in like the third episode, he uses the bracelet to run across the motorway without getting killed. He does so, and then manages to apprehend the guy he was chasing. But something bad has to pay to counteract that luck. So yeah, There's also an animated, like, 2-episode series to, like, explaining a bit of the background of the bracelet, but it takes place, I think, a bit later on in the series, like after season 1. Mum was saying, like, between season 1 and season 2, Mum was saying, but I'm not sure if she was 100% sure on that. So yeah, it seems like a pretty good show. I've only watched the first 3 episodes of it, but like I said, it seems pretty good. Teldrassil, the burden of the Caladorin. To be in the presence of the Oracle Tree, it is almost to feel wisdom take form. Along with the Druids, the Oracle Tree has been carefully monitored Along with the Druids, the Oracle Tree has been carefully monitoring the growth of Teldrassil. Our observations have been disheartening, but not all is without hope. The tree is indeed recovering since its blessing, but the growth is still somehow stunted, hindered. We suspect some portion of the corruption remains within the tree, waiting to be cleansed. We simply need to find it. There is one last moonwell that I would like you to visit. It is directly south of here, on the shores of the pools of Arlithrin. Be wary as you seek out the well. Keep your weapons close at hand. I sense a growing corruption from the boughs of southern Teldrassil. When you have the water, I want you to bring it to a familiar face that you shall see at the pools. She wishes to battle the corruption and has asked for you personally. So yeah, but anyway, yeah. Basically, long story short, it is a good series. Does seem to be a good show. Though I haven't seen much of it as of yet, so you know I could be wrong. Could go to shit after the first 3 episodes. Like I know some series that are a bit like bad during the first season. I remember hearing that criticism leveled at Next Generation a fair bit. Just during the first bit, the characters are weird. Apparently, one of the criticisms of it was like Picard and Riker, very full of themselves, and like humanity. Like I saw a clip of it earlier, and them looking down on some other species for things that humanity themselves were guilty of at one stage. But then again, it could be. I know. I'm just hearing what other people are saying, so maybe it's wrong or something, or maybe like the clips were biased or something. Like they only show a weird clip of like edited kind of thing, to twist it. It's always a possibility. I'm just simply saying like what I heard. To be just to be damn clear here. But even if it's not true about Star Trek, I'm sure it's true about other things. It just takes a while for the series to find its feet. And, yeah. It could be an inverse with this. It takes its fine time to lose its feet. But anyway, Sheila Caldori rests on this side of the moonwell in peaceful contemplation. In weeks past, all of those living atop Teldrassil have found their memories blurry, as if time itself seized a portion of their lives. We break from this haze to find that Fandro Staghelm and many of his closest followers have disappeared without a word. In its place, Shandor Stormrage awoke from the dream and returned to his beloved Tyrande Whisperwind. And with his return came Alexstrasza and Ysera to, at long last, offer blessings upon Teldrassil. Though a small corruption lingers, desperately longing to be cleansed, the wells of Teldrassil itself seem to change. Growth has begun anew. None know what to expect next, but with Malfurion and Tyrande reunited, new hope dawns on the Caldori. Hope for a lasting relief from the shadow that has been cast on our people for so long. To explain that's actually in reference to one of the novels. There's different places throughout the world where the Emerald Nightmare had like tainted, reached in, and were like affecting people. Like in Goldshire, were falling into deep sleeps and not waking up. Malfurion was captured by Westie's hearing cats fighting. 1 second. For whatever reason, they always fight at our house, just outside. It's very annoying. Hello, folks. And I am back, recording locally, recording locally. Of All's well. Sorry, have to convince myself. But anyway, yeah, for whatever reason, cats always fight outside of our house. I choose to believe it's like strays. They just come down over here to fight. But anyway, I choose to believe it's our cat Zen's fault. She's a bit cracked. She was like chasing a guy down the hill on a bike before. She tried to run off with someone's Sunday dinner. You know? Like she crawled in the kitchen window, or they left her in or something, and they just put the chicken down on the worktop. She grabbed it and tried to drag it off with her. So yeah, she's a bit cracked. I choose to believe that she was like setting up kitty fight club just outside the window, and she was just watching them fight for her amusement. We also nicknamed her Satan, so that's probably influencing my little idea there. It's good to see you again, Caladorin. I see you've succeeded in collecting the waters of the Moonwells on behalf of Koras Moonrage. I hope you've learned much along the way. Indeed, I've spoken to Koranas on my way here, and he has gifted me with the waters you've been gathering. They may prove useful for. Indeed, I've spoken to Koras on my way here, and he's gifted me with the waters you've been gathering. They may well prove useful sooner than we'd imagined. Strangely, the growing corruption we've felt is actually a good sign. Teldrassil has been burdened with this taint for a long time, thanks to the blessing of the dragon aspects. Only now is it coming to the surface in a form that we might strike against. As Teldrassil purges itself of the corruption that has perverted its growth for all these years, a malevolent growth has formed near the tree's edge, south of here. We have an opportunity to strike out and purge the source of the fell moss that has tainted the gnarl pine, timberlings, and everything else. With the water that you've collected from the Moonwells and the renewed strength of Teldrassil herself, I can grant you great power for a short while. Put an end to this corruption, Caladorin. As Malfurion tore the remains of Xavius from Teldrassil, a great weight was lifted from the dying world tree. One last remnant of Xavius remains to torment the Night Elf people, but Odin's champion approaches to finally free the tree completely. Why was Xavius part of the tree? I know Malfurion condemned Xavius to be like food for a tree, like a tree would grow from him, kind of thing. It was like either food for a tree or a tree would grow from him. It was some nebulous thing, but he was tortured for all eternity for 10,000 years with this. Why was it the tree he was going to live on? Oy. And this tree came around afterwards anyway. You know, after the actually no. It came after the War of the Ancients. This came after, you know, the Battle of Mount Tygel. So Xavius, he was still around then. He was around at the War of the Ancients. That's when he became a Satyr demon. But why would Malfurion track him down to make him, you know, food for this tree? I must be missing a few details. Or maybe he, you know, it happened later on kind of thing, or whatever. It's not like Xavius wasn't there from the start sort of thing. But anyway, use the powers granted to you by Tarindrilla to fight your way to the heart of the corruption and destroy it. So anyway, we got 3 abilities. Moonlight, Tidal Pull, and Starfall. We also have this. Vengeance of Elune. Imbued with the power of nature and Moonlight, increasing resistance to all forms of damage. Moonlight summons a beam of moonlight that grants healing to the caster and their allies and purges corruption from enemies. Tidal Pull pulls in all corrupted demons within 40 yards. Corrupted demons, so it will ignore the uncorrupted demons. Gotcha. Starfall. Summon a fury of stars from the sky on all targets within 30 yards of the caster, each dealing 145 arcane damage to all enemies within 5 yards of the enemy target. Lasts 8 seconds. Crikey. I'm just trying to sit on the chair and it's rocking all over the place. So, anyway, let's move. Ancient Teldrassil Protector. Well, it's a good thing you aren't crafted. It looks weird you're not burrowed in. In Warcraft 3 they would burrow in and throw rocks at people. It's a night of defensive thing. So anyway, we have... Ooh. Let's avoid just running into enemy packs. As you can see, this is a short range. So, yeah. Bit of a nuisance. We'll help out. Oh, better stay in here. Crikey. Nice. Sadly, we get absolutely nothing for that. Absolutely nothing. Let's move. Oh, Ally of Nature. Cool. Corrupted Gnarlpine. Starfall. Fuck. Still no XP, but meh. I know nothing from it. But still pretty cool. Also, new Furbolg models. They were added in at some later stage. I don't remember when. Like they aren't the original ones. They're like crikey. This. They were added in like I know, Wrath of the Lich King or something. I can't remember. Okay, that was a bit of a waste. Ooh, what's that? Bursting Seed. Wait, didn't it say it was going to do like 5,000 damage? Must have misread that. But anyway, in the past you used to come here for a different quest. Not with all these corrupted Gnarlpine, but I think that you did have to fight through Gnarlpine here regardless. It's nice that they pop up and help you once you start moving by. Nice. Oh, of course. Pop this down. Ooh, nice aggro radius on this. Also, is it like holding them all there? Nice. Ooh, wrong ability. This we go. I can hit people, but that's not going to be exactly effective. So yeah, just had to wait till cooldown was done. Move here. Do this. And actually, this tree is actually marked down as an elemental, unlike the rest of these. Though it still got pulled by the corrupted demon thing. Moonlight. There's absolutely no need to do that, but I did it just because I know their ability to do at that time. Excellent. This. Okay, you can die any second now, please and thank you. Booyah. And now we leave. Sadly, I can't go back into cat form, but oh well. So we just go back to there. Alright. Not too hard. Oh, Christ. Let's try and not aggro those. Mightn't be a healthy idea. And of course I just aggro a different bunch. Sadly that doesn't slow enemies. That would have been nice. Would have made me think of White's Hammer, an ability I used to have as a paladin. In Legion I don't have it anymore. White's Hammer, you toss down a hammer and it would do an AoE attack. It would also slow later on. It also got the ability to slow enemies who get hit by it, which is useful if you're running away because you toss it down and keep running. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to bother grabbing that. I'll just head over here.